Students, see, today I want to discuss about the titrations, pH at the equivalence point, and selection of the indicator, that is suitable indicator for the given titration. See, let us take the first. What is titration? That I explained in the classroom. It is the part of the volumetric estimation. That is, and the process of the determination of the quantity or concentration of the given substance by using the standard solution. That is, solution of known concentration is called as the volumetric analysis. So in this method we measure the volume of the standard solution required for the, that is, neutralization or complete the reaction with the given substance. That is called as the volume measurement technique, that is volumetric method. See, normally in the titration, that is, we call it as the two things. There are two things in the volumetric. One is the analyte, given sample which to be estimated. The other one is the titrant, that is which is added, that is standard solution that is used to estimate the given substance is the titrant. Here now we are discussing about the acid-base estimations, acid-base neutralization reactions. A acid is content of the acid is determined by using the standard base solution and vice versa. See here, volumetric, what happens here, that is I explained all those things, that is the what is a titration, what is a titrant, what is analyte, a titrant, what is analyte, and that is the titrant. The other thing is the indicator, that is equivalence point, end point, the difference between the equivalence point and end point. So all those things I explained. See, now we are talking of salt hydrolysis is completed. Now you know about the, that is the, at the end point what happens. Now if you take the standard acid, strong acid versus strong base titration. Say the HCl versus sodium hydroxide. See what happens here in this method, that the HCl is estimated by using the standard sodium hydroxide solution. This is the this is the we are conducting the titration. This is HCl conical flask. This is the sodium hydroxide from burette. Titrant is the sodium hydroxide and analyte is the HCl solution we are adding. So at the beginning it has its own concentration, it has its own pH. That depends on the concentration of the, say if this is the 0.1 molar, then its pH is equal to 1. 10 to the power of minus 1 is the H plus ion concentration. Now we are adding the sodium hydroxide to this. Then what happens when this is adding, the H plus ion concentration in the solution decreases. Therefore pH increases. So gradually on addition of the sodium hydroxide, the H plus ion concentration decreases and pH of the solution increases. Normally, theoretically, what is the equivalence point? When the acid is completely neutralized. When the acid is completely neutralized, there should not be any, the pH of the solution, H plus ion concentration should be at the 10 to the power of minus 7. That is, solution should be neither acidic nor basic. That is, the solution should be, the pH of the solution should be 7. At equivalence point, you know the meaning of the equivalence point, where acid and base just completely react each other. That is, milli equivalence of the, that is, acid is equal to milli equivalence of base is called as the equivalence point. So that is pH should be 7. But here pH 7 is not possible at the equivalence point or end point. So you are adding and adding. So that is pH is at the beginning, say the pH is equal to 1, and that is after addition of the some amount of sodium hydroxide, pH is increased to 4. So you are adding and pH is increasing due to decrease in the H plus ion concentration at a particular point. That is now the leftover acid. To neutralize the leftover acid, some more, this is not completely neutralized. Still the H plus ion concentration left in the solution is 10 to the power of minus 4 molar. That is still it is acidic. Still the HCl is complete HCl is not neutralized. Now further you are adding. When you are further adding, what happens? If you add you are adding in the form of drops. So there is an H plus ion in the solution. Due to that, the solution is acidic, and you are adding the sodium hydroxide in the form of the drops. See, now what happens? The amount of the sodium hydroxide carried along with the one drop, last drop, is more than, that is the H plus ion present in this solution. So that is practically we add the sodium hydroxide in drops, but if it is that last drop is not added, this is acidic, not completely neutralized. If the last drop is added, that is the amount of the sodium hydroxide added is more than required to neutralize the H plus ion or HCl present in this solution. In that case, the fraction of the sodium hydroxide carried along with the last drop is neutralizing the leftover H plus ion in the solution, and remaining part is, that is carrying the excess, remaining part is, that is creating the basic conditions. So now if you add the last drop, if it is last drop is not added, it is an incomplete neutralization. If the last drop is added, that becomes the alkaline, because the sodium hydroxide added is more than that of the HCl present in the solution. Therefore what happens? OH ion concentration increases in the solution. That is H plus ion concentration further decreases, the pH of the solution increases, exceeds the 7, because slightly alkaline. Slightly alkaline. So normally what happens now when this is, that is experimentally determined that when the sodium hydroxide is gradually added to the HCl solution, so pH of the solution gradually increases due to decrease in the H plus ion. But when it comes to the, that is the 3, that is suddenly, that is the pH is 3. pH 3 means, I told you, it is still acidic. You can't leave there, because still HCl is present or H plus ion is present and acidic. If you add the one more drop, then what happens? The pH of it is completely neutralizing and creating the alkaline conditions. It goes to the 3 to 10, jumps to the 10. So if it is not added, incomplete neutralization. If it is added, last drop is added, the solution is becoming the fraction of the drop is added is excess. We can't do anything. So that is the amount of the sodium hydroxide that is required to change the pH of this solution is from pH of this solution from pH 3 to pH 10 is, that is fraction of the drop, very negligible quantity. Therefore, at end point, so I am not able to go to the equivalence point where the pH is completely neutralized. That is sodium hydroxide is the titrant is excess. How much excess? It is excess by fraction of the drop. 1 ml is equal to 20 drops. 1 drop is equal to 0.05 ml. So we can't cut the drop and add. There is no such facility. So therefore, that is what happens, 10 to 3. So now what happens, this is the equivalence point, excess neutralization. What excess? Negligible amount of the excess is added. Therefore, 3 to 6. So if you take the HCl strong acid, if it is titrated with the strong base solution at equivalence point, that is at the end point, the pH is not 7, remember. There is a big fluctuation in the pH of the solution. 3 to 10 fluctuation is seen. 3 to 10 fluctuation is seen. That is nearly 7 units of pH is changed. So in the last drop, that is big fluctuation takes place. In the acid-base titrations, at the end point, there will be a big fluctuation, sudden rise in the variation in the pH of the solution takes place. So never be at equivalence point, end point, that is pH of the solution is not, that is 7. Never be 7. That process. So now to identify the end point of this, what is required? A suitable indicator is required. Right? Suitable indicator is required. What indicator is required? This is changing the acid into base form. The best indicators are that is you can use this is finally it is becoming the alkaline. That is the indicator which shows its color in that is the color changing pH is in the basic range greater than 7, 8 are the suitable indicators for this. So that is, and HCl versus sodium hydroxide, strong acid versus strong base. For this, finally the pH is in the alkaline range. Therefore, that is phenolphthalein, which shows no color in the acid media. Its pH range is 8.12, that is 9.8. In acid, it is colorless, base, pink color. So that is, take this, add a drop of phenolphthalein, it is an acid, no color at all. Run the sodium hydroxide slowly. As add the sodium hydroxide, pH is increasing up to 8.1. It will not change its color. It will be in the colorless state. So when the last drop is added, then what happens? The pH is jumping from the 3 to 10. Therefore, what happens? Here you can use here that once it is suddenly changed to the 10. And it is the 8.1 to 9.8 is the color changing pH is that is in the between this range between 3 and 10. Therefore, phenolphthalein is the right indicator for that one. Or you can use the thymol blue. This indicator is 8.62. 8.62, that is and 9.6. This is the thymol blue. It is a yellow color in the acid. Yellow in acid, and this is blue color in purple color. 9.6 purple color. Suitable indicators. You can also use the methyl orange also. You can use the methyl orange. So that is methyl orange. But these two are the right indicators when the sodium hydroxide is the titrate. In the strong acid versus strong base titration, if the sodium hydroxide is the titrant and taken into the burette, and HCl is a strong acid is taken to the conical flask, the indicator at the equivalence point for the final, that is the pH is, that is in the basic range, that is the substance with the indicator which change its color in the basic range is the best indicator. Phenolphthalein, that is thymol blue are the right indicators. For For phenolphthalein, in the acid media, no color. In the basic media, pink color. Thymol blue, in the acid media, yellow color. And basic media, it is purple color. So, these are the best indicators. You can also use the methyl orange, methyl red also you can use. But that is methyl orange, methyl red. But the best indicators are these two. Methyl orange 3.1 to 4.5. Yes, 3 to this one. 4 between 3.1 and the 4.5 color changing. This is the red color. The after this one 4.5 is yellow color. So in the base yellow color, in the acid that is red color. Methyl red also. Methyl red also can be used as an indicator, but these are the which have the pH, color changing pH in the alkali media are the best. This one methyl red are the 4.2 to 6.3. This is red, this is yellow. Same, this is acid medium, this is above the 6.3. So but these two are the best indicators. Phenolphthalein is the best indicator. Commonly available indicator is the phenolphthalein. Suppose, so if the HCl is the titrant and sodium hydroxide is the, now I am changing, sodium hydroxide is the enolite and HCl is taken, is the titrant taken into this one. You are adding, at the beginning what happens? It has its own pH. Where its pH? This is a conical flask where pH is greater than greater than 7. That depends on the OH ion concentration. 10, 11, 12, like that. That it has its own this one. And 13, 14. This is the pH of the sodium hydroxide solution. Here what happens? This is the HCl is adding. So then what happens? The pH OH ion concentration decreases. OH ion concentration decreases. H plus ion concentration increases. H plus OH ion concentration decreases. So POH increases. H plus ion concentration decreases. Sorry, pH increases. So that is gradually pH is now greater than 7. That on addition of this, the OH ion concentration decreases. H plus ion concentration increases. pH of the solution decreases. So 13, 12, so 13 to 12, 12 to 11, 10, like this. So here also where neutralization takes place. So at the neutralization, that is if the pH is 10, you are titrating. At the middle it is the 10. That is H plus ion concentration 10 to the power of and minus 10. OH ion concentration is 10 to the power of minus 4. Still it is acidic. Still it is basic. OH ion concentration is 10 to the power of minus 4 and pH is 10. Now this is not neutralized. Still it is sodium hydroxide is present. If it is left here, then what happens? And if the left here, it is an incomplete neutralization. Suppose if you add so here, then if you add the one more drop, then what happens? That increases the pH, decreases the pH from 10 to 4 or 3. 10 to 3. With a single drop, it neutralizes the excess of the base present in the system and makes that is a solution that is finally acidic, 10 to the power of minus 3. Here the H plus ion concentration is 10 to the power of minus 10. Here the H plus ion concentration is 10 to the power of minus 3. That is increasing. So for the fluctuation, to change the pH from 3 to 10 and 10 to 3, the amount of the acid or base, one-way acid and very less, that is more than, that is associated with the one drop of the acid or base. Therefore, in this case, the fluctuation is pH is at the equivalent is 10 to 3. The 10 to 3 means that finally it is becoming the acidic. You are adding acid, finally it is becoming the acidic. That is, any indicator, pH at the equivalence point is not 7. It is jumping from the 10 to 3. So you can use the methyl orange or methyl red are the best indicators. Methyl orange or methyl red can be used. That is, there are several this thing, and phenol red and thymol, bromothymol blue, that is can be used. This is the and methyl orange, methyl red. See, strong acid versus strong acid, strong base neutralization, titration reactions. If the sodium hydroxide strong base is the titrant in the burette, strong acid is in the conical flask, then ultimately the solution becomes the alkaline. Phenolphthalein and bromothymol is the thymol blue is the right indicators. Normally the common indicator is the phenolphthalein. Suppose if you reverse it, that is, strong acid is the titrant in the burette and strong base in the conical flask, then what happens during the titration? What you are adding? You are adding the acid. Acid will become the excess in the flask finally. So that is, pH will be less than 7. Where it goes around the 4 and 3. What are the indicators? Available indicators. That is methyl red and methyl orange. There what happens? Methyl red and methyl orange, color in the base is yellow and color in the acid medium is red. So change of the color from the yellow to red is that is color changing pH of this thing. That is at the end point, the color of the indicator changes. That is the yellow to red. So these two are the right indicators. So that is phenolphthalein for HCl versus sodium hydroxide. Phenolphthalein, sodium hydroxide versus HCl, methyl orange, methyl red are the right indicators. Right indicators. So that is methyl orange, 3 in this range, below this, in the acid medium, red color, base medium, this. If you add the methyl orange to this, first it shows the yellow color. You are running. That is, you stop the what addition when it is converted into the that is the red color. So this is the selection of the indicator. The next thing is if you come to the weak acid versus strong base. Weak acid versus strong base, that is acetic acid versus that is sodium hydroxide. See, now you are taking the standard sodium hydroxide. This is the acetic acid solution. You are adding. Now it is acid. It has its own pH. That is H plus ion concentration. H plus ion concentration is equal to root of Ka into C. That is half pKa minus log C is the concentration that can be determined. And on addition of the sodium hydroxide, what happens? That is H plus ion concentration decreases. But what happens? This is the acid, weak acid. You are adding. It reacts with the sodium hydroxide and convert it into that is salt of acetic acid, sodium acetate plus water. This is the reaction. This is the reaction. See what happens here, you see. Now during the titration, this is the acetic acid, weak acid. On addition of the sodium hydroxide, salt is forming, salt of weak acid. Now it becomes the mixture of the weak acid and salt of the weak acid, which acts as the acid buffer. It is becoming the buffer system. Therefore, during the titration, initially it is the weak acid. On addition of the sodium hydroxide, it is converting into the salt of that is the acetic acid. Now that becomes the mixture of the acetic acid and that is the sodium acetate mixture. Salt weak acid and salt of the weak acid mixture acts as a buffer system. It is acting as a buffer. There is no much fluctuation in the pH of the solution. There will be a change. See, time to time acid content decreases and pH of the acid buffer, you know, pH is equal to pKa plus log of salt concentration by weak acid concentration. Buffer equation, Henderson's equation. So now is decreasing. That is H plus R concentration. pH is gradually increases, but rapidly it is not increasing. But at one point, so suppose, see at one point, milli equivalence of the acetic acid is equal to milli equivalence of sodium hydroxide. I am theoretically talking. At one point, that is the content of the acetic acid present in milli equivalence is equal to content of the sodium hydroxide added in milli equivalent. That point is called as the equivalence point, theoretically. So when the pH should be 7, but it is not 7. See, we are eliminating the acetic acid by adding the sodium hydroxide. Acetic acid content is decreasing, but here what is happening? Sodium acetate is forming, and that is at the equivalence point or neutralization point. What is existing? That is sodium acetate is existing. It is a solution of salt of weak acid and strong base, and aqueous solution of the salt or containing the salt of weak acid and strong base is not neutral, that is slightly basic. At equivalence point, the solution is basic. That is pH will be greater than, that is pH will be greater than 7, right? 7. So you are adding and adding. Even by using any technique, even you stop the reaction at this condition, the pH will not be 7 at all. So in this condition, this is acid is disappear, no acid, no base in the system, but that salt is present. The salt has the tendency to undergo the hydrolysis, that is salt hydrolysis, that is the salt of strong base and weak acid, so that will have the strong electrolyte component, that is the effect, that is strong base, slightly basic solution. Therefore, pH is greater than 7, slightly alkaline. So, at the end point, equivalence point, what is the pH? pH is greater than 7. So, if the pH is greater than 7, then what is the right indicator? Phenolphthalein is the right indicator. For this titration, acetic acid versus sodium hydroxide, the right indicator is that is phenolphthalein is the indicator. Why phenolphthalein? Phenolphthalein, bromo, thymol blue. Thymol blue is 8.6 to 9.6, and this is the 8.1 to 9.n. This is the below 8.1 colorless and above 8.1 pink color. This is purple color above. This is above 9.6 purple color. Above 8.6 it is that is the yellow color. Yellow to purple color, colorless to pink color. So alkali, if the final at the end point, if the solution is alkaline, pH is greater than 7, the best indicator is the phenolphthalein and that is the thymol blue are the best indicators. So at the end point, that is the final solution is slightly acidic, the best indicator is your methyl orange, methyl red, phenol red, that is those are the right indicators, that is the bromothymol blue. So these are there will be list of indicators based on the acid range only. We have to choose the what indicator which change its color in the acid range. That is the you may ask, so strong base versus if you take the strong base, same thing happens. This is the strong base. You are adding the HCl, you are adding is strong base. This is acetic acid, you are adding ACOH. Nothing. Ultimately, what happens? Strong base pH is greater than 7, and ultimately, finally, what happens here? What happens here? You are adding the acetic acid. That is, base content is decreasing. pH is increasing, but pH is decreasing. So 14 or 13 to slowly coming down. Then what happens? On addition of the acetic acid, then what happens? Neutralization takes place. Again, it will be slightly. That is the basic only. Always it is slightly basic. Slightly basic only. That is, if you add the acetic acid, finally what happens? That is, that moves towards the, if I add the what excess of acetic acid, that moves towards the, that is the acidic side. Therefore, you can use the phenolphthalein as the indicator. This way or that way, the phenolphthalein is the right indicator. So now you come to the, and now next in this one is the strong acid versus weak base. Strong acid versus weak base. Base is weak. Strong acid HCl versus that is ammonium hydroxide. Now you take this is the ammonium hydroxide into this and HCl into this. HCl into this. Then what happens? If you take the HCl, and what happens? It reacts, and ammonium hydroxide reacts with the HCl to give the ammonium chloride. So initially it is the weak base. You are adding the HCl, salt is formed. Now after addition of the few drops of the HCl, it is a mixture of the ammonium hydroxide and ammonium chloride. Weak base and salt of the weak base with strong acid that acts as a buffer. Therefore, variation in the pH is negligible or very slow. But at the end point, what happens? That is milli equivalence of that is ammonium hydroxide and is equal to milli equivalence of the ammonium chloride or slightly more. Then what happens? It contains the ammonium chloride salt, which is a salt of weak base and strong acid. So it will have the acidic nature. So at the equivalence point, pH is greater than pH is less than 7. Because due to ammonium chloride formation, acidic. So therefore what happens? That is, you have to use an indicator which shows whose the pKa value or color changing pH is in the acid range. You can use the, that is the methyl red. Methyl red is the best, this one. This is 4.2 is to 6.3. This is red 2. Red. So that is and the above this yellow. So that is between these two. So up to 6.3 it shows the red color. Above 6.3 it shows the yellow color. Acid medium. So when it is added, when it becomes the acidic, the pH is less than 7, then what happens? When it comes to 6.3, that comes to the red. Therefore what happens? The methyl red is the best indicator, or methyl red or methyl orange can be used. The other indicators can also be used, that is the phenol red. That is there are several ways this one. From that we have to choose the color changing pH. That is, the pH at the equivalence point should be within the range of color changing range of that is given indicator. The methyl red is the best indicator for the, that is strong acid versus a weak base, or weak base versus strong acid. So that is the methyl red is the right indicator. And next one is the weak acid versus weak base. Weak acid versus weak base. So when the weak acid versus weak base is taken, at the equivalence point there will be no sharp variation. Salt of weak acid and weak base, it may be ammonium hydroxide and acetic acid, or any weak acid and weak base, that is, and fluctuation the pH at the equivalence point is very less. By selection of the suitable indicator is very difficult. This undergoes normally, that the aqueous solution of the salts of the weak acid and weak base is slightly alkaline or slightly basic. The pH will be around the 7. This side slightly less than 7 or slightly more than 7, but there will not a big fluctuation. So if you come to the strong acid versus strong base, this is the volume of sodium hydroxide added, pH of the solution. So that is and gradually as the volume of the sodium hydroxide added, this is a fluctuation. This is pH, so this is the 10. This is 4, pH 4. This is increasing from here to here with one drop, that is pH is changed from 4 to 10. So here this is the phenomena, sudden fluctuation the pH takes place. Whereas in case of the weak acid versus weak base, there will be no sudden fluctuation in the pH. So selection of the indicator is not this thing. Mixed indicators are used, the principle is different. So taking the 2 or more indicators, that is one change its color and other change its color, you will see the they dark color, that is the complementary color of the two. That is these two. This is the fluctuation. This is the volume of the sodium hydroxide required to neutralize this. Volume of the sodium hydroxide required to the given HCl solution. The sodium hydroxide is added. So therefore the selection of the indicator, see, HCl is acid is taken into the sodium has in the strong acid versus strong base solution. Strong acid versus strong base titration. If the base is the titrant, then finally the solution will be in the basic range. Therefore phenolphthalein is the right indicator. In place of that one other indicator, which is not a common indicator, thymol blue can be used. These two are the best indicators. Suppose if the acid is the titrant and base is the taken into the conical flask, then finally the more acid is added to the system, therefore that the equivalence point, end point, the solution is acidic. That is the indicator which shows the color in the acid media to be taken, that is methyl orange, methyl red, they are the best indicator, phenol red, they are the best indicators. So suppose if you take the weak acid like acetic acid is titrated with the sodium hydroxide, so finally the solution is alkaline, so methyl orange or thymol blue is the right indicator. And if the weak base is titrated with the strong acid like HCl, ammonium hydroxide versus HCl, that is ammonium hydroxide, HCl is the titrant, you are adding at equivalence point, that is slightly acidic because you are adding the acid. Therefore what happens, that is acid range, methyl orange or phenolphthalein, methyl orange or the methyl red can be used as the indicator. Suppose if it is a weak acid and a weak base, there will be no suitable indicator, there will be no sharp the end point. Why? That is, there will be no fluctuation in the pH. Fluctuation in the pH is very small. Detecting the end point is very difficult. There the what mixed indicators are used.